Read this question once. I hope that you have already read the question. Otherwise, you have to pause the video and read the question first. This is an intermediary level of question. Intermediary level of question. The source is Kaplan study text. Always try to start question or start reading the question from the requirement. Discuss the accounting treatment of the above in the financial statement for the year end 31st December. And B part, how would the answer to A be different if there was a balance of 10,000 in OCE relating to prior revaluation of this specific asset? Okay, what's the question? On 31st December X1, that's year end, entity noticed that one of its items of the plant and machinery is often left idle. On this date, the asset had a carrying amount of 500,000. If some of the plant is often left idle, that means there is some compromising related to future benefit. It's some expectation about the compromising the future benefit. That's some indication about the impairment. So on this date, the asset had a carrying amount 500,000. It's already given, and the fair value 325,000. Estimated cost required to dispose of the asset are $25,000. If the asset is not sold, the entity estimates that it would generate cash inflows of $200,000 next 2 years. Assume that the cash flow occur at the end of year and the discount rate reflect the risk specific of to the asset is 10%. And this is what the requirement about. For example, if this question attempted by any of F7 student, let's suppose, or I can say that solution as per FR standard. Just for your clarification. So what we will do? We will directly start with the accounting treatment. What we will mention the accounting treatment. For example, the part A. For example, the part A. What you will say? You will say, sir, here the impairment test we will work. And the impairment test that will happen 31st December X1. The carrying amount of the asset that's equals to 500,000. We will compare with the recoverable amount. I'm using the shortcut here. I mean, not the complete statement, the carrying amount of the recoverable amount, just a shortcut. And this is higher of what? Higher of what? Fair value less cost to sell. And that is available here. And how much the amount? Fair value less cost to sell here. That's very simple. That's 325 minus 25. So I can mention here 325,000 minus 25,000. That's 300,000, very simple. And then value in use. Okay, so in the case of the value in use, we have done a working here. For example, here the working. value in use. So what is about the value in use? It's very simple. For example, the remaining time period. How much the remaining time period here mentioned? That's the next 2 years. The cash flows, that's 200,000. So we will consider the year 1, year 2, years. Be participative with me. That's I really appreciate. That's year 1, year 2. The cash flows, that's 200,000. That's 200,000. The cash flows. The discount rate here, it's mentioned here, discount rate, that is 10%. The 10% is the discount rate and is equal to 1.10 power minus, that is the discount rate, and then present value future cash flows. It's very simple. Is equal to this, multiply by this. And this is what? 347107. That is the figure 347107. And what will be the higher value? The value in use, we have done it. And the value in use 347107 and the fair value less cost to sell. So the recoverable amount here, this value, let's suppose that's 347,000. Just round off, just for the sake of simplification. Otherwise, you can take the values accordingly, complete value. And you say that here the impairment loss. And how much the impairment loss? 500,000 minus this, that's equals to 1,50,000, 53,000. That's 1,53,000 per day. And you will mention that, sir, this is impairment loss and we have to make a debit. The impairment loss 1,53,000 and the credit, the asset value, whatever non-current asset, the same amount. And with respect to the extract, we will mention, sir, the income statement. The impairment loss is equal to this value. And sir, in the statement of financial position, the non-current asset value, that's equals to 500,000 minus 153,000. Is equal to 500,000 minus 1,53,000. And that's equals to 3,47,000. This is part A, sir. And this part A actually with respect to the, and this is what I must say, this is F7 caliber reply. This is F7 caliber reply. And if I complete with the part B as well, if I complete with the part B as well, okay, this is what about the part A. What about the part B? It's very basic. About the part B, what is it? How would the answer to part A be different if there was a balance of 10,000 in OCE relating to prior revaluation of a specific asset? So what will happen here with the part B? With the part A, whatever the impairment loss here, 153,000, we charge 100% to the income statement. But if this asset previously revalued and some of the revaluation reserve exists, so all the impairment loss identification same. But the part B, the matter of impairment loss, the impairment loss reporting is comparatively different, because the debit you will work out, number one, if some revalued asset become impaired. So first the impairment loss need to adjust. First, the revaluation reserve need to adjust with the impairment loss. So number one, first of all, whatever with the OCI, the revaluation reserve, should be adjusted directly to the retained earnings. To the retained earning. Or I must say that here, impairment loss adjusts with equity. Number two, the remaining part of the impairment loss, that's through the income statement. That's through the income statement. So first thing is 10,000. Number two, 153,000 minus 10,000. That's 143,000. And remaining the non-current asset, sorry, the non-current asset with 100%, that should be credited. And the complete loss, that is 153,000. Students, I need a 2 minutes silence, because the prayer's voice is coming inside the window. A 2 minute silence, please. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Allahu 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 Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Okay, so what is the extract? I will reply your question, don't worry about it. What will be the extract here? The extract will be with respect to income statement, the impairment loss that's equals to 143,000. But with respect to the statement of financial position, the non-current asset, that's the value remains same, whatever we have done previously, that's 347,000. But there is the movement in equity, that is OCE reduced by or revaluation reserve reduced by, you can say that revaluation reserve or OCE reduced by the 10,000. That's all. This is what you have done, or a student, if the student attempt that particular question in this manner, this is not SBR. This is not SBR. Actually, this you have attempted the question according to FR caliber. But your examiner expectation is something else. Your examiner expectation is that whatever I am asking, either F7 related standard or advanced accounting standard, you have to demonstrate your ability to explain your workings. Explain your workings. If we say that what is the requirement with the SBR here? So listen carefully. The SBR requirement here discuss the accounting treatment of the above financial statement. Ignore part B. Part A. If we work out with this question, and I must say with respect to solution by as per SBR standard. So what to do? So for example, if your role is this, listen carefully. Your role is like this person. So important thing, we are accountants and we are presenting or demonstrating our ability in front of someone. This is not necessary that the audience to whom we are presenting our knowledge or our context of the question, it's not necessary that they have a full knowledge of accounting standard. Maybe the board of directors or the user of the financial statement are not by profession accountant. Maybe the engineers, doctors, others professions. They don't know about the accounting standard and the income statement balance sheet. But we need to present in a manner that communication with clarity. And for this communication style, explain workings must be in a manner with two steps. Number one, you will always reply or write your answer in a way. First of all, you must reply that about the scenario, the principle is this. What I said, the principle, and here the principle is about IFRS. You must present that if this transaction happened like this, we are doing the question. The principle, the rule, according to the accounting standard we follow, the rule says this. So first thing, we have to mention the knowledge. First thing, the knowledge. And here the knowledge about IAS 36. And you will mention that IAS 36 impairment of asset. You will mention, you will write your answer in this manner. Impairment of asset. IS 36, impairment of asset. Any asset must not be reported. First, you may mention IS 36, impairment of asset. What says IS 36? Any asset must not be reported more than the value of its recoverable amount. Number one. In case of impairment indication, you will mention impairment indication. Here the case about idle machine, the company, the entity, or if the case name, for example, Hussain Qazi entity, so Hussain Qazi need to make test of impairment test by comparing carrying amount of asset with recoverable amount that is higher of fair value less cost to sell or value in use. First, the very first thing, your presentation must have to mention about the knowledge. So you must have to refer the knowledge. Then you will start the case. First mention the knowledge, then the case. Case means now, first you will mention your audience that this is the principle, this is the rule by IFRS, and here the case about, and you have to mention the thing accordingly. What you will mention? The recoverable amount is the higher of, as you mentioned above, fair value less cost to sell, that is 300,000, that is 325,000 minus 25,000, sorry, and the value in use, you must mention the working one, whatever the value in use, you need to calculate the value in use, this one. You have to refer the value in use. Working one, and that is, sorry, 347,000. Therefore, the asset is impaired and must be written down by 153,000, and you can mention here that's 500,000 minus 347,000. This impairment, loss would be charged to income statement. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm writing this once again due to the reason of the Excel issue. 347,000 and this impairment loss would be charged to income statement. That is the point. Now, yes, I will attempt the B part as well, don't worry. Now, candidates, listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. This is the clear difference of part A. That's one of the solution that we are doing. This part of the solution we are working, that's yes, with the SBR standard, this is SBR standard, the right side. And the left side is FR. So first of all, do reply me. This session is about to provide you or support you the right direction. Are you getting what I'm saying? There are 5 areas of the syllabus. The number 1 is IFRS. And what the examiner expectation about the IFRS? This is the expectation. Expectation is that it's not just whatever you have done with the F7. It's about this portion, the left side, this one. That's number crunching only. Examiner expecting whatever you are doing, you have an ability, demonstrative ability to explain your answer with the principle and the accounting treatment. But one thing very important, sir, is this something important that we have to mention? We have to mention all the things according to the accounting standard. Means exact wording we need to learn. We need to memorize. We need to mug up exact wording of the accounting standard. No, even deliberately I haven't mentioned the wordings of exact of the accounting standard here. I just write the answer with my own wordings. So you, during the preparation, your practice must not like this manner, like F7. Mark my word, even you are studying the F7 caliber standards in the SBR, that's the part of syllabus, or the advanced standards, IFRS 9, IFRS 2, IS 19, group accounts, complex issues. Even the F7 standards or the extensive or complicated standards. Always practice, not the numbers, but also the writing. At the end of each accounting standard, whatever you are preparing from any tutor or by yourself, ask yourself in front of mirror, am I become able for the numbers and as well as writing? If your inner says yes, then move forward. Do reply me if even you people are watching the video. Are you getting the point what I'm saying? This is actually the disaster if you are not obey these instructions during your preparation. That's the point. Can you please reply me? I'm waiting that. I'm waiting for your reply. Is that clear? How to handle the accounting standard issues during your preparation? That's the point. Yes, If we work out with the part B, for example, sir, for example, the part B matter. That's the point of the part B. So, what to do with respect to the part B? Just the explanation. Previously, only make the extract. We just made the extract accordingly. Here, we will particularly mention what the asset or the non-current asset must still be written off or reduce the value. One moment. Yes. Written down the value by 153,000. Exactly. Asset value reduced by 150,000. However, the 10,000, the value with the OCI previous evaluation, that was 10,000. The 10,000 would be adjusted, or you can use the word recognize, in OCI, and remaining how much the remaining? That's 153,000 minus 10,000. That's equals to 143,000. You will mention would be charged to income statement. That's all. Sir, do we need to make double entry? I strongly suggest, if examiner asks to make double entry, then put the double entry. Otherwise, if you are writing this, what you have written with the part B, would it just recognize OCI, asset reduce, remaining part charged to income statement? If you, for example, if you are going to make double entry, for example, if we are working once again, sir, we have to mention this double entry as well. Actually, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time because you have already presented with the paragraph all these points. So the same thing, if you are presenting with double entry, and as well you have already mentioned with the paragraph. So if you present one thing in two different ways, examiner will not give you extra marks. Yes, if examiner mention make a transaction and then explain, yes, it already happened with the questions of the ethics. We will discuss later on with the different SBR talks on a regular basis. So this is the point. This is no need to incorporate the double entry if you already mention the thing, or if you already written the things accordingly with the comprehensive matter. So this is what you can, I will share the Excel file, no worries about that. But the point is that this is what a clear difference. The solution according to FR standard, this is something about FR caliber, and this is the solution with the SBR standard. A clear difference. And I hope that in future you will obey my advice that, sir, we have to work out the things accordingly. So candidate, this is what the direction I have provided to you, how to start your preparation accordingly. The first thing I've started today with the SBR talk, that is about the IFRS. What should be the right direction related to IFRS? In future, we will discuss more things about the IFRS with the SBR talk on the regular basis. A little bit conceptual framework, sometime ethics, sometime performance measurement and current developments. The students who have already registered with me must have to follow the roadmap I have shared with you. Number one. Number two, whatever the assignment I suggest to you, you have to submit the assignment to me on my email address. Then I will reply accordingly, because the performance evaluation system is very important for the for every part of the success of the life. Number one, the first thing is the knowledge. Number two, evaluate your situation. And how it's possible that you will be able to evaluate? You have to share your answers with a mentor, then mentor will reply you accordingly, the highlights, mistakes, that what you have done wrong, what you have done right. And in fact, in future with the mock exam, I will assign some marks as well. So this is what all about the today's session, that we covered the things. Inshallah, we will meet on next Friday with 7 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time accordingly. If you have any question, you can ask me accordingly. And if you wanted to contact me, if you wanted to contact me, you can contact me through the WhatsApp 00923218271784. That's my WhatsApp number. You can contact me accordingly. This Excel file and this video will be available. The video will be available on the YouTube. The Excel file will be available on the WhatsApp group SBR Talk. You have any question, you can ask me. So it's all over from my side. You can ask me any question. Thank you very much. You can ask me any question. I'm going to close the session. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum to all of you.